guys, so it's your girl Butterfly Lissa, and this is another video. I think this is our 5th video, and I just want to get right into it again, as always. Not as always, but we're gonna do that in this video. So I did not wake up this morning thinking that I would be recording today, because honestly, I've been wanting to take a little break from this because I've been needing to do some personal work in this healing journey. But I keep realizing so much how this right here is a part of it for me. And I just been taking a little bit of time this morning to kind of get the collective energy, understand what everybody's going through. And Spirit has definitely helped me do that. And I'm here to talk about what needs to be talked about at this point. Let's see. So the last video, I talked about full moon in Scorpio. And boy, was it rough. Comment a butterfly if you know what I'm saying. It was rough, okay? You know, we had an unveiling of the darkness, the things that we probably didn't want to deal with. And I think that did not stop. I think I said on Instagram that I would talk about the retrogrades that are happening. Let me actually do something real quick. I said that I would talk about the retrogrades that were happening. And the main one that's coming up that I think that y'all probably want to hear about is Venus in retrograde. First of all, let me explain what retrograde means, because y'all, some of us may not be all that astrological, may not have that much knowledge. I'm sure you don't. But a retrograde, basically, the most important part of the word is the prefix retrograde, right? You can apply to so many words that fit into what a retrograde is. Return, revisit, rekindle sometimes, recycle, rethink, reconsider. Yeah, so that's like what happens, but it really truly is a return of that particular planet. So what happens is the planet will complete its cycle. It will come to an end of where it's supposed to be at, and then it starts to go backwards, back to where it came from. And the retrograde is that going backwards. It's returning to where it's supposed to be at. And like I said, that brings up all of the right? So retrograde being in Venus, let me look this up real quick, because I want to make sure that I'm giving y'all accurate information here. But there's going to be 3 retrogrades. I know there's one in Venus. Yeah, I knew it. I was right. Saturn, Venus, and Jupiter. And I just want to talk about what each one of them is going to bring up for us. So Venus being in retrograde, Venus is a planet that represents love, right? Love and beauty. My home planet is Venus. I'm a Libra moon and a Libra sun. So my home planet is Venus. So this right now, I'm going through some shit, y'all. Probably me and Taurus, and maybe Leo, I think, are going through some things. I think those are the Venus signs. I may be incorrect. Again, I'm not an astrologist. But, you know, you got Venus retrograding, and that means that there's going to be a return of love, a return of things that we thought were already complete, already done. We thought that we had already closed some certain chapters, and now we're in this phase where we're going to be revisited. Some of y'all may get hit up by exes that you thought was like over and done. And you get the opportunity to see it from a different point of view. Right? So when we ascend, ascension is not just going straight up. That's not how ascension happens. And ascension means that you are leveling up spiritually. You are leveling up your awareness, your spirituality, and all of that. Right? So it's not like a straight up, like an elevator. That's not how it happens. It's like a spiral. And so oftentimes when we ascend, we come back to something, right? let's say you have this situation, and once you have completed that cycle, you going on to the next thing, but you're leveling up. Mind you, see how it's coming back, but I'm a little bit higher than where I was at last time, but you still are coming back to it. So again, when you're ascended, you are still going to deal with certain things, but you dealing with it from a different point of view. You're seeing it from a different point of view. So we get the opportunity, whether we're ascended or whether we're on the same level, to revisit with certain things and come to terms with what we truly want. And that's some things that you can ask yourself during this Venus retrograde. What do I want? What do I want? What do I miss? What do I want to change? In love and in beauty. And I'm saying like love, I'm saying love, but you can get returns of friends, family members. It's going to be just situations where there was love and beauty in different aspects of Venetian things. So that's what the Venus retrograde is going to bring up for us. And then you have a retrograde in Saturn. Let me say this, the Venus retrograde, I believe, starts on May 13th, okay? Today is fuck me. I usually have my watch on, y'all. Today is, May the 11th, Monday. And we've been in the shadow period of the Venus retrograde for a little while now. Probably the shadow period of all of these retrogrades for a little while now, because they're all coming right here together, which is crazy to me. But 2020 is a year of change and elevation to those that are awakening. Let me go back. So Venus retrograde will start on May 13th. And like I said, we've been in this shadow period. So you probably felt some of this stuff happening already. You probably have felt some feelings coming back. The full moon was like the gateway of all of that, right? And it ends on June 25th. So that's 6 weeks of that being in retrograde. And I don't know what it's gonna mean for a lot of people. It's already showing some signs and meaning some things for me. So that's one retrograde. I want to talk about Saturn retrograde, because in Saturn, when Saturn begins to retrograde, it actually started today, first of all, May the 11th. Saturn is a planet that represents self-image, I want to say. Hold on, give me just a second. Planet.
Hold on a second. Where's Saturn? Damn. Here we go. Alright, so
Okay, so actually no, I think it is self-image essentially, but it is self-image because Capricorn is like the ruler of Saturn is the ruler there. Anyway, so retrograde in Saturn, which started today and ends on. Sorry, y'all. I should have probably get a little bit more together, but it ends on September 29th. Okay, so this is what, like May, June, July, August. Like a 4-month retrograde. Okay, and Saturn retrograde is pretty fucking serious, okay? A lot of us are getting into this point where we want to better ourselves. We want to just be better fucking human beings. We want to be better people. We want to work harder for the things that we desire. The Saturn retrograde is going to bring us into that. So at the end of all of this, I'm going to do a tarot reading, and see what advice Spirit has for the collective for each of these. I don't know how I'm going to do that quite yet, but we'll see. So that's what we'll be focusing on mostly within the Saturn retrograde. Again, it's that return energy. So you may have already laid out a foundation for something that you want, or a foundation for who you are, for some goals that you set. And Saturn is going to come in its retrograde and make you rethink that stuff and make you truly align with what you want. That's the goal here. I will also say that there's going to be some karma and dharma as well in the Saturn retrograde. It's about what you've already done. and whether or not you're going to benefit from that, or you're going to reap from some things that you may have done that wasn't in alignment with whatever you are. So Saturn is almost like being in retrograde is like a reckoning for yourself, like straight up. Okay. It's gonna ask for you to reconsider what you want, like goal wise, like you personally. This don't got nothing to, Saturn being in retrograde has nothing to do with other people. It does to an extent, because I said it was self-image, but it's all about what you want, what you feel. It's all about you. Yeah, and then the one that I don't know much about is Jupiter being in retrograde. This one is a long one too. It starts on May 14th and ends on September 12th. I don't think that it's that big of a yeah. So yeah, you might go a little more specific, personally tailored definition, real estate. Yeah. So again, Jupiter, I think Jupiter and Saturn both being in retrograde during this time is going to allow us to align much more with what we want and purposely. Jupiter being in retrograde, we're going to develop a specific, personally tailored definition of satisfaction, right? So within Jupiter, we'll be able, the Jupiter retrograde again, all of these retrogrades together are going to create this big ass question mark of what do I want? That could be in love, in finances, just in life in general. What satisfies me? That's, I feel like all of this that has happened in the last few months has been a catalyst for where we're at now. And, you got all these retrogrades happening, all of these returns, and all of these moments where we're going to be able to sit back and just kind of think and reanalyze everything that we've already laid a base for, especially this year and then the last year. We're going to really, some of us are really going to come into an alignment with who we want to be and everything. And I would say maybe in August, I'm feeling like a lot of us are going to find a certain level of fulfillment and a certain level of that light bulb clicking on. And I'm not saying that you won't already progress to that, but you'll hopefully, most of us will be within that already in August, and September will be like the closing of all of that. That's what I'm seeing. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say about the retrogrades. I want y'all to be prepared for that. So I'm about to go ahead and get my tarot ready. And we'll see. I'm gonna pull the cards on here for y'all, shuffle them up, and yeah, I think I'm gonna do maybe 2 cards for each one, or just a general. I don't know. We'll see what I end up doing, whatever spirit pulls out for us. So yeah, hold on. All right, so we still bootlegging over here a little bit. I'm gonna light up some sage right quick just to clear the energy of the room. Make sure that all of the right spirits are present. Y'all about to see me do something different right now, okay? This is how I do my tarot. I'm just gonna bless the cards real quick. Give me a moment, all right? All right. So, Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective about how to get through and deal with present energy as we go through the shadow periods of these retrogrades, and also as we transition through them? We have a retrograde in Venus, a retrograde in Jupiter, as well as a retrograde in Saturn. So, Spirit, tell us, what messages do you have? What words of advice do you have for the collective getting through this retrograde? Let me just say, my cards are very big. Let me see. They're pretty big. I can't even show y'all, but yeah, this is my hand and they're that big. So it's a little bit difficult for me to shuffle them. So I'm not going to shuffle on this one. I'm just going to cut them after I finish shuffling, because I don't feel like I'm ready yet. But Yes, Spirit, what messages and words of advice do you have for the collective? So we go through these retrogrades. What words of advice? What words of advice and what messages do you have for us? Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective on how to get through this retrograde? What messages do you have? What words of advice do you have for the collective to get through this retrograde? What messages do you have for the collective, Spirit? All right, so right now it's on me to pull 3 cards. I'm gonna cut them as y'all will be able to see. All right. Okay, so the first card here is the Devil in reverse. Lord have mercy. And this is funny to me. That's the Devil in reverse. I'm gonna flip them over, and then I'm gonna change this position of the camera so y'all can see. We have the Fool, and we have the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so it's very funny to me that the first card is the Devil card. This is what it looks like. And each of these cards, this is a Next World Tarot deck. That's the back of it. The first card up here is the Devil card, y'all, and it's in reverse. At the bottom, you see Earth and Capricorn. And you also see right over here, Saturn. I think that Spirit is saying that the biggest part of this that we really, truly need to focus on is the Saturn retrograde, right? So I feel like this being in reverse is the card representing the retrograde. And looking at the imagery on the card, at the bottom right here, there's some kids, they're fighting over a remote. There's a lot going on on this card. I'm seeing a lot. And I feel like the card says dissolve the empire undertaking. I feel like, and it says the new order of the ages. So I feel like this retrograde, this Saturn retrograde is affecting a lot of us. Yeah, it really is. And I feel like we're about to enter a space where things start to change a lot. This right here, just look at all of the stuff going on in this card. Okay, there's so much stuff going on in this card, and I feel like it's a representation of the world right now, you know, not just the world, but the world before where we were now, right? Because you got some things on here. You got look like a politician shaking hands with a man in a fucking KKK cloak. He got the white hood on. You got some rockets on here bombing, and you got some eagles on here. You got all types of things on here that represent not just America but the world. And one of the big ones, it's a lot of stuff on this card that's just speaking to me. You got a shark right here eating some money. So it's just a lot of imagery on the card. I'm gonna tell you what I'm getting. So in Saturn retrograde, I said that we are gonna start to go inward and start to tap more into what we want. Like, not just, I think it's on such an earthly level. This part of it, we're going to see change in the world through this Saturn retrograde, because we're all going to be doing introspection and coming in alignment with what we truly want and what we truly want to see in the world. You know, change starts with you. And I feel like that's what's happening under this retrograde. The world is about to change a lot. I think it's going to start, we're probably going to start seeing much of that change next year. I don't know when next year, but it's starting right now. A lot of stuff that's happening right now is catalyzing change. Okay, a lot of stuff that has already happened before now, but right now is the time of reckoning. It truly is. I feel like, especially under this Saturn retrograde, so many of us are going to do that introspection and that bettering ourselves, that we are not going to see things the same. The world around us is we're going to see it so differently that we're going to be able to do that changing. You know, like I said already, it starts with you. Everything starts with you. So this Saturn retrograde is going to be so big for a lot of us. I want y'all to really truly take this time to do the work. This one may be complete. This reading actually may be completely about the Saturn retrograde. This next card right here is Saturn as well, but it's an air in Aquarius, and this is the Fool card. Yeah, and y'all, I know I have a tarot book over here that interprets these cards for me, but I'm telling y'all straight off of what I feel from this. So this card is a representation of each of us, right? We the Fool, and in the depiction in the picture, it says, yeah, on the sign there it says Yonkers in black, and it's spray painted over it. It says Nowhere in red. So yeah, so I feel like this guy in this picture is definitely a representation of each of us, and what he's doing is kind of just sitting and thinking, and he's taking in everything around him, and he knows it's time for a change. It's time for a change. It's time to be calm and smooth in that change. Okay, we need to channel our Aquarius air energy and just be okay with everything that's gonna be happening around us. Aquarius have this certain level of comfortability and knowing when shit is for them and when it ain't. And I think we all gonna have to kind of channel that energy here. The fool is ready for something different. The Fool is ready to change what the hell is going on out here. So the last one is the Ten of Pentacles, y'all. That's the last card here that I pulled. I flipped them over in order. Y'all saw me do that. The last card is the fucking Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is a great card. Do you see this boss bitch up here? She is on top of the world, okay? She's went through all of these phases. She's went through all of these cycles, and she's completed them, and she is on her shit. She is in alignment, okay? The bottom of the card says Security and Mercury in Virgo. So I want to talk about two little things right here. Mercury in Virgo means Mercury is a planet of communication. It's how we communicate, it's how we talk and do our okay, I'm getting downloads. Mercury is communication. It's how we communicate what we feel. It's how we communicate, okay? And Mercury being in Virgo is such a fixed sign. Virgos do a lot of planning and figuring out. And I feel like that's what's happening. That's what's going to be the completion of this Saturn retrograde. Yeah, we gonna go through it, and we gonna do all of this. We gonna go through every single cycle up here, and we're gonna come to this level of alignment, rocking right on the type. And do you see how she's up there on that tightrope above? She could fall at any moment, y'all, but look at how confidently she's walking across that tightrope. I think that this Saturn retrograde is going to give us, Virgo is a fixed sign, and Virgos are they're pretty straightforward in getting to where they want to get to. They are planned and they're calculated, and they are perfectionists. And I think that once we complete this cycle, we're going to get to a point where we're able to feel so comfortable in what we want and so aligned that none of this bullshit ain't gonna matter. We're gonna be on a rope up in the air, my nigga, like above all of it, and we could fall at any moment, but we're gonna be so confident up there and so sure of what we want. We're gonna break down all the bullshit around us, right? Because we're gonna go inside and deal with shit and come out on top. I'm gonna get one more card here just to complete this. This is crazy to me because I did not know this is gonna be a Saturn retrograde just base reading. Maybe I'll do another one. I don't know how this is gonna go. I don't know how I'm gonna post this. This was a great reading. I'm about to get one more card for clarity. Spirit, what is the final message that you want to send to the collective about these retrogrades? Maybe specifically about Saturn retrograde, because you talking to me about Saturn retrograde. So what's good, Spirit? I'm just gonna pull the top card and take also the one on the bottom of the deck. The bottom of the deck has the Three of Cups. The top card is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune, first of all, here's the imagery. The cards on the bottom are, the things on the bottom are Sagittarius and Jupiter, right? So I talked about Jupiter retrograde, and I said under the Jupiter retrograde, we're going to get more familiar with what we get satisfaction out of, what makes us feel comfortable. And I want y'all to just look at this imagery on this card. The card, first of all, is a Sagittarius element coming from the card. We're going to feel so free and capable of getting anything we want. Do you see that? The Wheel of Fortune. All of this is around her, okay? And it being in reverse, I feel like they're saying that it's coming. It's not here yet. But once we complete all of this, again, that's confirmation. And I'm actually going to get my book out real quick to look up the Three of Cups. But the Three of Cups is giving me good things, too. The bottom of the card says joy and Mercury in Cancer. Right? So let me talk about that real quick. Mercury, again, communication. And Cancer are some of the most emotional signs, but not like on a impractical level. So I'm about to look up right quick the Three of Cups, because I want to give y'all straight up, because I don't know what to get from it right now. I mean, I'm getting some stuff, but it really looks like we're gonna be so comfortable again in our, it's giving me 10 of Cups vibe in yeah, okay, 10 of Pentacles I meant, but I'm about to see. Three of Cups is a party on another planet where you are at your wildest and your safest. The Three of Cups, look at that. First of all, you are on another planet where you are at your wildest but your safest. This nigga's sitting in the ocean, y'all, and look at how happy he look. The Three of Cups trust your interspecies community. They trust nature and the law of respect. When you listen to your surroundings know you care. The Three of Cups is a get-together unlike any other, as laughter and discovery overpowers escapism. Woo! I'm going to come back to that in a second. The Three of Cups asks you to discover magical pockets of joy and camaraderie and revel in your new definition of safety. The Three of Cups doesn't need to discuss or reiterate. They want you to jump and laugh. They ask you to reconnect with your happiest safe haven and find peace in chaos. Ooh, okay. So the line that stuck out the most to me, it says the Three of Cups is a get-together unlike any other, as laughter and discovery overpowers escapism. I keep talking about how a really big part of the journey is accepting and acknowledging the duality of it. And the card said to find peace within the chaos. I feel like both of these cards are talking about where we will come to when we complete some of the cycles and phases that we're going through. Both of these cards are speaking to me and just saying, I mean, I don't know. Look at both of them are nearly sitting in the same position, almost like meditative positions, and it's giving me a sense of spirituality. But not just spirituality, but ascension and elevation. Look at how right here in the Wheel of Fortune, all of these things are circling around her. She's in her own little bubble, her own little cocoon, and it's like she has a choice. She's aligned, and she has all these options. She can kind of go wherever she wants to, right? Sagittarius energy on 10. But this one as well, like, he's so comfortable. And I think as we go through all of these cycles, again, Saturn is a really big one, obviously, for this reading. It wasn't only about Saturn, because we got a little bit of Jupiter in there as well. But as we go through these times and through all of these phases and these shifts in the planets, we are going to elevate, y'all. We're going to come into alignment with exactly who we're supposed to be and where we're supposed to be. And I'm not telling you that once you get to that level that it's going to be easy. There's going to be so much going on around you that could distract you and make you scared. But we're going to be so aligned, it ain't no need for fear. We're going to be so comfortable within ourselves that we can look at the outside world and see everything for exactly what it is and still be able to love it, okay? You know, I think that as you become more aware, I talked about this just not too long ago, about how when you become more aware, one of the most uncomfortable parts of it is really being able to see. The veil becomes so thin when you can elevate and you can see everybody for exactly who they are. You know, the dualities of it all are so apparent. You know, you have light and dark within every person, within everything. And it gets so scary when you elevate because you can see people's light, but you can see their dark too. And that's what this card is talking about. It's talking about how it is so essential to get comfortable within our own journey, within our own space, our own comfortability. When we get to this point, we're going to be so untouchable, y'all. And I'm not saying that we're not going to be affected by people, because people, especially the people that are empathic, you're going to come across people that can touch your energy and get up in there, put their hand in there and shake it up. And that's okay. But we're going to be able to be so grounded and within ourselves and be so aligned with where we're supposed to be at, that it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. This was a really interesting reading to me. And y'all, mind you, I did not read out of the book. I probably am before I post this to see just how real it is. But again, let's go back through it, right? So we started with the Devil card in reverse. And the Devil card is not a bad card necessarily. I tip sometimes I would associate it with a specific individual, but the Devil card right here is representing two things to me. Is that representing the present world that we're in and how it's changing and transitioning, right? And especially with it being in retro, in reverse. Right, like I said, you have Saturn in Capricorn right at the bottom. That's, to me, that says Saturn in retrograde. It's saying that when we go through that specific retrograde, it's going to change so much for us, both internally and externally. Okay, but it always starts with us. It always starts with us, and we're going to be able to kind of be by ourselves and introspecting and seeing everything for what it is outside of us, but also doing the work inside. And knowing what we want. You know, we can see everything. We're going to see everything. We're going to know what we want, okay? And it's going to bring us to this beautiful fruition. Again, these two cards are similar to me as well, because there's crazy things going on around these two. But they are so comfortable where they're at. The bullshit don't stop. The bullshit don't go away. It don't. That's why you got to be aligned to get all the shit you're supposed to get, okay? I feel like I was making a point and I didn't complete it. All of this is going to be so beautiful, y'all. I'm so excited for everybody. I feel like I'm making this video probably too long, but it don't matter. There's a lot that needs to be said. I didn't say a lot about Venus, the Venus retrograde, because Spirit apparently didn't want me to. But I think that the Venus retrograde is probably one of the few that does have a lot to do with other people. It's hard for me to tell y'all, okay, this is the collective energy on something that's going to be different for everybody, especially the Venus retrograde. It's going to be different for everybody, because some of y'all are going to deal with exes. Like I said, some of y'all are going to come into contact with past family members. Just so much stuff is going to happen. It could be other things too, not related to relationships. But a lot of things are going to present themselves to y'all. Some of y'all going to have some choices to make. Some decisions to make. So yeah, the Venus retrograde, I feel like it's too broad for me to be like, okay, this is the collective energy. But this right here for Saturn and Jupiter, y'all about to do some personal, spiritual, internal work that's going to change your life, probably for at least the next 5 years or longer. It may change your life forever. This is such an important time, y'all. It's such an important time. It really is. Y'all about to change the world. The world. So make sure y'all doing this, okay? Take this time to really focus on self. To really focus on self and get there. Ooh. All right, so I don't want to wrap it up. I feel like there's still so much that I need to say. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. If you made it this far, comment a butterfly for me. This is gonna be a crazy all over the place video, but we just gonna see how it goes. This was a totally new thing for me. I've never done tarot on camera, and definitely not. I'm doing it for the collective, and I've only done it for a few people. But I think this shit was accurate. Yeah. So anyway, comment that butterfly if you made it this far. go ahead and subscribe, because there's going to be so much more content like this. Okay, if you haven't already, go follow me on Instagram, because I have some special things. I'm going to be doing a giveaway soon, so go follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. My Instagram is butterfly.lissa, butterfly dot period dot, like that type of, yeah, LYSSA. Okay, butterfly Lissa on Instagram. Like the video, and make sure you please share it with your friends, because I promise you they want to hear this. They want to discuss this type of stuff. Okay, we're all elevating. A lot of us are. I'm not gonna say everybody is, because some of us are gonna be so resistant to this elevation, and some of y'all. I'm gonna say this before I close out, because it's been coming to me again. It came to me earlier. Some of us are so resistant to this awakening and to this journey, because we cannot disconnect from earthly things enough to elevate. Some of us are too attached to ego still. Some of us are letting worldly things, earthly things, be the definition of who we are, and that's false. I want y'all to come into alignment so bad. I can't bring you there. All I can do is talk to you about it, and raise awareness. But yeah, don't be scared, y'all. I know you feel like once you do this shit, you're gonna be, it's scary. It is, especially when you're on the other side of it. But some of y'all are spiritual. Some of y'all have so many gifts and power and essentialities that need to be shown in the world. I really want y'all to go and look at your life path number and see who you are in this big equation, because it's so important. And I'm not telling you have to completely disconnect from your earthly self, because that's impossible. We are human beings, like, at the end of the day, but we're more than that. We're gods. Okay, God is within us. And everything that we do really means something. Okay, I want y'all to start doing things with intention. Be more aware. Okay, just get here. Okay, I'm waiting on y'all. If you ain't here yet, I'm waiting on you. Okay, we waiting on you. Okay, get there so you can reap some damn shit. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. This is Butterfly Lissa. I'm signing out now.